everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Thursday, August 4th, 2022. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Glad you're tuning with us here for another edition of Talking Fitchburg. And yeah, it was a very nice day out there. If you got outside today, it wasn't so hot and humid. It was just perfect. I did deliver some Meals on Wheels for the Fitchburg Senior Center. I have all my windows open when I was out there today. It was just like the day to do those deliveries. And if you want to help at the Senior Center with any of their volunteer opportunities, you should do so. They got a lot of them. Talk to our friend Mandy Miller. She'll hook you up. But that's not why we're here. I mean, we're here to promote everything happening in the city, but we got some other things to tell you about on the show today, including Jazz at 5. First one happened last night. The rain went away and gave way to a great night, and you were all out there enjoying it. We'll take you out to that and hear some of the great jazz happening in the park coming up. Plus, potato, friend or foe. I think this is the coolest segment that we've done yet with Hy-Vee dietitian Amy will be here to help us decide friend or foe for the potato. I think you're going to be surprised about the potato. I don't want to say anything to give it away because, I mean, it's exciting, but we'll break it down for you coming up. My wife loves potatoes. So do I. I mean, come on. Look at me, I'm a potato guy through and through. All right, let's get through your headlines, and we start with current job openings here at the city of Fitchburg. You'd like to join Team Fitchburg? We'd love to have you. We got a community service officer position, full-time position there with the Fitchburg Police Department. Court cashier is a limited term employment. Library assistant 2, adult services is a part-time position. We have police officer, lateral or entry-level position, full-time with Fitchburg Police Department, and shelvers, limited term employment with the Fitchburg Public Library. Again, as I say always, if you're interested in any of these, check out our website, fitchburgwi.gov, click on job openings, and fill out the application. Fitchburg Community Night Out is coming up fast. Want to make sure that you have this on your calendar. It'll be happening on August 9th. That's next Tuesday night at McKee Farms Park. It'll be 5 to 8 p.m. Come out for, of course, great discussions with the Fitchburg Police Department, displays, free food, and lots of fun for the kiddos. Again, this is sort of like National Night Out. We call ours Community Night Out. So we'll hope to see you out there, and you can meet all the great partners that are partnered with the Fitchburg Police Department. All you Brewers fans, I know you're upset right now with the big trade, but there's a big games coming up here, so don't let the last few nights of baseball get you upset. Community Brewers game trip is coming up on Thursday, August 18th. This community trip will be going to American Family Field in Milwaukee for a 1:10 p.m. matchup between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Limited tickets still available. If you're interested in getting hands on some of these tickets, you can do so by contacting the rec department. It's $43 ticket for a game ticket plus bus transportation, or $31 if you just want the game ticket alone. So 2 options, pick your poison, and we'll hopefully see you out there. I'm actually going to that game, not with the bus here or anything, going with some family friends, but hope we'll see you all out there for that. Turning our attention to gift cards for guns, an event coming up here as partnership with Madison Police Department, Dane County Sheriffs, and Dane County. Gift cards for guns is a no questions asked gun buyback program. Firearms must be transported, unloaded, and inside a trunk or cargo area of your vehicle. Firearms should be firearms should be either wrapped or cased or boxed. Magazine and ammunition must be separate area of the vehicle in the back seat. Firearms must be functional, and we will dispose of broken, non-functional firearms. However, gift cards will only be provided for firearms that are working conditions, and you can see the different levels there, but gift cards will be valued from $50 all the way up to $250 for each gun surrendered, limited up to 4 guns per person. You got any additional questions, you can check in through Dane County Sheriff's Office website for that information. We'll share the link, of course, when we post up the headlines. We also have seen an overdose spike in Dane County and in other counties over the past 24 hours. Dane County has had a higher number of drug-involved overdoses that have happened. At least 7 people have experienced overdose, and at least 2 have resulted in deaths, which leads me to the next story here of the Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Help Hotline. If you know anybody who is in crisis or needs help to talk about these sorts of things, you can call that helpline. That information is on your screen. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we're taking you out to Jazz at 5 here on Thursday's edition of TF.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother ya?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the digest, and today we're going to take you out to Jazz at 5. It happened last night at McKee Farms Park. The rain held out, and the music was awesome. Here's a taste of Jazz at 5.
Today is the first performance evening for the 2022 performance series from Jazz at 5. We're back in McKee Park. We like the open space. We like spreading out to 2 venues. In the past, Jazz at 5, it takes place immediately after concerts on the square. So we usually have a date that goes into September. In September, it gets dark a lot faster. So we thought if we had our earlier dates in August and not have any sort of conflict with concerts on the square, tonight's their last night, so it's our first night. And we can have a August full of jazz music. Tonight is the Charlie Painter Trio and the Cal Bergendahl Project. The Charlie Painter Trio is local to Madison. The Cal Bergendahl Project is actually coming from Milwaukee. With the Cal Bergendahl Project, we actually had them on the docket last year for our first performance, and we got a tornado warning, and so we had to cancel the performance. So I promised them back here tonight. We almost had to cancel it again because of rain, but the sun is shining, and we're going through with tonight. I think jazz is a family-friendly, easy-listening music that, especially in the park like today, it's a good picnic music. You know, you're not listening to heavy rock or metal or what have you. We're not out here for a dance party, any kind of rave or whatnot. People can relax, they can sit back, drink their Capital beer, and just enjoy a nice day in the park. If I'm trying to convince someone to come out, I don't know, I just tell them that they can come out, have a picnic in the park, bring their own food and alcohol or whatever, food and drinks. It's free. They can bring their friends, you know, just have a day out in the park. We should have vendors here coming. Migrants Madison is serving up some food. We got beer and wine to sell, free jazz music. It's a lovely summer day to come out in the park.
There you have it. Next Jazz at 5 is coming up next week. And you'll be able to enjoy 2 great performances, again, starting at 5 p.m. at McKee Farms Park. We're so glad to have them here again this year. We'll take a quick break. Coming up next, we open up our guest segment. We're talking about the potato, friend or foe, next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe, Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me this morning is one of our two great dietitians from Hy-Vee. It's Amy, and she's back with a very fun topic. Amy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great today. Thanks. How are you?
Good. I love the new background. That thing is awesome.
Thanks.
It's
Wanted
way
to go
better
for
than mine.
Something bright today. So yeah, changing
Well,
it up.
red's my favorite color. That's probably one of the reasons,
Perfect.
That it's awesome. But all right, today's topic, this is so awesome. I'm excited. We're talking about potatoes, friend or foe. I love that title, and this family loves the potato. And the potatoes maybe got a bad rap because of the starch or because of, you can load it up with so many great things. But you're here to tell us that there's a way that it could be your friend. So the potato, tell us about the potato.
Yes, the potato, the much maligned potato. I feel like it's one of those things I'm constantly defending to people because, like you said, it gets such a bad rap. There's so much misinformation out there. And so clients are coming in all the time saying, I heard from whatever source they're getting it from, potatoes are bad, I can't eat them. So I'm here to set the record straight. You can eat potatoes and not feel bad about it. They actually have a lot of really good nutrition that most people aren't getting enough of, primarily potassium and fiber. So those are two things, as Americans, we're really not hitting the mark on getting enough of those. And so that's really, definitely the potato is bringing some benefits to the table.
Yeah, I would have never guessed on the potassium part of things that would be a piece to pull in. Also, I see too on the somewhat, is there something with the potato skins too, that it seems like some of the fruits and vegetables out there, when you're talking about skin, provides that extra nutrient. Is the potato play in that same role?
Definitely, yes. So the skin really is where you're going to find the majority of the fiber in the potato. And that's true of all fruits and vegetables. So if you think about, the skin or in like your citrus fruit, those membranes and things like that, all of those components of fruits and vegetables are giving you that fiber, which really, we as a country are not great about meeting our fiber requirement for the day. So yes, with a potato, if whenever possible, if you can leave the skin on, definitely you're going to get that extra fiber. If you take it off, you're not going to get as much fiber from it.
That's really interesting because I think there's a misnomer out there. Jeremy is saying this, he doesn't know this for a fact, but that, people just kind of discard the skin. Like you do a baked potato, you carve the inside out, and then, yeah, mama, see you later, skin. But yes, you're here to say that you can clean those. You can clean it up really good. Do you have any recommendations so that people could start eating that if they wanted to, or and we'll talk about ways of working the potato in your meals, but cleaning wise, recommendations there?
Yeah, and really you don't have to do anything special, really just water and scrubbing it really well. If there's any visible dirt, obviously you would just want to scrub it off. If it has any imperfections or any bruising or those, sometimes you get the little eyes that start sprouting out of the potato, you can just cut those off. But yeah, other than that, no, there's really nothing extra you need to do to prep it.
Well, the versatility of the potato is it is why the potato is amazing. You can do so many different things with the potato. Last night, we just had a meal where we drizzled something on some really small cut potatoes, had them fried in the pan. And it's another great way of doing it. But you're here to tell us, the sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think kind of our initial, when we think about potatoes, French fries is kind of that initial thing we go to, which maybe isn't the best in terms of health because it's fried. So, thinking about some other ways to prepare potatoes, baked is certainly a great way to go. Like you said, cutting them up and pan frying them. You could also just roast them in your oven toss them with a little bit of oil. I like to put some seasonings. Fresh herbs go really well on potatoes. So like rosemary is a spice I use a lot. You can even throw them on your grill if you've got a grill pan, or you could prepare a foil pack and put your potatoes on that way. And then, classics like potato salad and things like that. Even mashed potatoes. So yeah, I mean, you name it, there's a different way to prepare it. So it's something that won't get boring because you can constantly change up the way you're preparing it, and then the spices and flavorings that you're adding to it.
Now, certainly, we've talked about Jeremy's. He's a bigger guy here. Talking as a third person. Oh, good, we're really there. Anyway, we have the potato, and I like to stack the potato full. If I'm going to do that classic baked potato, I'm putting the sour cream, I'm putting the cheese, bacon, onion. You're like, Jeremy, there might be some better ways to, the potato's filling for many reasons, but there's healthier ways too to prep the potato to still keep the nutrients and the healthy part of that. So what would you recommend a guy who's a steak and potato eater all the time?
So I would recommend maybe doing, smaller amounts of some of those other toppings that we think about maybe as not your best choices, but maybe adding some other things in there. So some steamed vegetables, broccoli goes really well with that. I also you could take like a Southwestern spin on it and maybe put some black beans, corn, a little bit of cheddar cheese, and some salsa. And then, even subbing in, if you wanted to, for your sour cream, plain Greek yogurt subs really well for sour cream. So you could top it off with something like that. So just varying your toppings a little bit can definitely take it from, not your best choice to actually a really healthy, balanced meal.
Yeah. And potatoes are filling. This is an interesting one to me that I would have not actually thought about, but it can help you for losing weight.
Yes. I know who would have thought that, right? When we were starting this. So one of the things with weight loss that people really struggle with is that as they start to maybe cut back on their portions, then they feel hungry all the time, or they feel like a meal isn't as satisfying because it's not, maybe as much as what they were used to eating before. So if you're eating foods that are really filling and that will stick with you for a while, it actually can help because you're not going to feel hungry as soon after you eat that meal. And especially keeping that skin in with the fiber is definitely going to help with that as well.
And there is a balance here too. And I see that you have something here on the research. Potato tends to be a little bit more salty than some of the other foods like pasta or rice. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, research has found that potatoes can be a little bit more satiating or filling, than some of those other carbohydrate foods. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, affordability of the potato. I mean, that's probably why it makes it the most popular. Because you could get it down to just buying the potato, down to it already pre-cut, whatever. But that can help, and it works with so many different meals.
Yes, and especially now where, grocery prices have been increasing. That's something we're hearing from everybody every day. Groceries are getting more expensive. And so people are really looking for ways to keep that budget in check as they're planning out their meals. So yes, potatoes are definitely always one of your more affordable things in the produce section. And, like we had talked about with some of your different toppings, having a baked potato bar as a meal, that can be a really affordable meal. So definitely something to slot into your meal plan as you're trying to keep your budget intact when it comes to groceries.
And the sweet potato, I mean, we could talk about all the different potatoes, and there's a lot of great potato choices out there. We could probably just spend a segment on identify this potato, but we'll save that. But the sweet potato is another good offering, and have kind of come up. I feel like it was never talked about, and now they're there.
Yes, so sweet potatoes get kind of a halo placed around them compared to white potatoes, especially. And really, bottom line, they're very similar in nutrition. Though I would say one of the main differences is with a sweet potato, because of its orange color, you're going to get more vitamin A. That's what's giving it its orange color a little bit. So with your sweet potato, more vitamin A. The white potato is going to have a little bit more potassium than the sweet potato. But really, at the end of the day, they're both really nutritious choices. So neither one is good, neither one is bad. There's no better or best. They're both options that you should and can include in your diet. Yep.
A final question for you is grocery stores have, you guys are lucky enough to bring in products all the time. Does the potato have a certain season, or for the most part, you're able to get potatoes year round and different choices of potatoes, but is there a better season for them? I think of Wisconsin season, it comes at the end, just like everything does with corn and all. At the end of the year, but what is that season, or is it just we're lucky enough that we get it year round?
Yeah, that's a good question. And actually with potatoes, I would say we're lucky enough to just get those year round. Other produce definitely, like you said, has definite seasons where it's either more accessible or it's going to be better quality, but potatoes are pretty consistent year round. So again, making them a really good choice for that meal plan.
So I guess the answer to potato, friend or foe, is?
We're going to go friend. Definitely.
They're your friend.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Amy, thank you so much for breaking down the potato. I'm going to add it to my menu again for tonight for sure. Thank you so much. We'll check in with you real soon. Actually, before we go,
all right,
if people
good.
want to get more information, Amy, where can they find that?
Yes, best place to go is to the Hy-Vee website. You can go to hyvee.com/health, and there you'll be able to find information about all of our nutrition services.
All right. Thank you so much, Amy. We'll talk to you next month.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. All right. Get those baked potatoes. Just get a potato on your menu tonight. And I like the idea of a baked potato bar just for a full meal. I think that's a cool idea as well. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Como padre, todos los días son un desafío. Y hay que estar ahí presentes. No importa lo cansado que uno esté, hay que estar ahí presentes para ellos. Cuando los niños aprenden algo nuevo, es ese momento mágico y especial. Y creo que presenciar ese momento es mi favorito.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show. So it's been answered. The potato, it's a friend. Who knew it could be nutritious and good? You just got to be, moderation, of course. And, when you have that potato bar, you can't have, stack everything high like, quarter potato and then everything else is bad, unhealthy things. Doesn't matter. Thank you to that. And thank you for Jazz at 5 on their great concert series. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.